Yo.
I purposely turned these bitches on so I can have more of a. Hold up.
Hear me in these?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, good. Yeah, yep, we good. We good.
Okay.
And we on time, people. Three minutes
No,
late, but we do it. We get it done, man. We get it done, man. Yo, first, listen. Let me say something real quickly to start us off, yo, because this shit is really fucking bothering me, bro. And I have to, before I forget, because I almost forgot, like as we were like setting up and getting ready to stream. So then this is not a part of the movie news that I told you I was jotting down, by the way. But you know how there's a Return of the Living Dead direct sequel coming out.
Yeah.
And there was somebody. Do you follow their page on Instagram or Facebook, like the official Return of the Living Dead, and they try to keep you updated on the new movie and all that shit? All right, so I follow them. Great page and great merch and all of that type of shit. But you know, I had this theory where I was like, we're not getting any updates on this shit. They're showing us the same fucking videos of Tarman. They're showing us from different angles. They're showing us from this and that, but it's the same thing. And they just keep updating you with old shit. And I was like, I got this weird theory that they haven't even gone into production yet. Somebody on TikTok, and I wish I knew who it was. They were on TikTok and they said they shot that teaser trailer 2 years ago, and they haven't gone into production yet. And I was like, you know what? What did he say on Half Baked? He said, I believe him, yo. It's like, why do y'all keep showing us old? You're not updating us on shit. So I don't know, man. This was my most anticipated movie of this year, but I don't know. I might change my mind. That's all I had to say. I just had to vent about.
Seems like it's a Ponzi scheme. They're trying to get like new investors.
Exactly. They're going to just keep showing you Tarman and just sprinkling you with the original movie just to distract everybody. Fuck that. Nah, not me.
Yeah,
not me.
You got $300 will get your name in the executive credits.
Look, bro. I just showed my uncle Return of the Living Dead this past weekend, and he was drunk as shit, and he hadn't seen it in years. And we were by the end of it, he's like, "Yo, this was pretty good, man. It's like horror comedy." I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "They're doing a direct sequel." He was like, "How?" And I explained it to him, but I don't know about these dudes, man. And I DM'd them too. I was like, "Yo, are y'all the official page? Like, are y'all like, do y'all do interviews? I want to get whoever the representative is on an episode to interview them about the new movie," and I just got no response. And I'm starting to see why. Man. I don't know. And if you look up the directors, like his previous films, people are not pleased. They're not really impressed.
So they
at
said
all.
This is supposed to come to theaters Christmas of this year.
Of this year, yep. Because it takes place during Christmas. It takes place like the same, like months after. Because the first one was in July, like July 4th weekend, and this one takes place months after the shit that happened in the first movie. And I was like, all right, I said that could work. A direct sequel, not a reboot. Cool. It'll stop people from complaining. But I was like, you know, y'all are updating us with shit, so I'm starting to think it's something fishy going on with this sequel, man. And we have not gotten any news.
The last news is from December 13th, 2024. And it hasn't even said that they've been in production yet.
Not looking good.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, Ponzi scheme, telling you.
Plus, they got some legal shit going on. Because Linnea Quigley, you know, she's making her own fan film. Trash's Revenge. Bro, look it up. Before we even get into this shit, look it up and look up the plot for Trash's Revenge. When I covered the plot synopsis, I was like Return of the Living New Nightmare. Like, I was like, what are we, like, I said, what are we doing? But it sounds crazier than the sequel idea. So I was like, I want to see both of them. I want to see who comes out reigning champ.
Let's see.
But this is why Linnea Quigley, this is why she's not, you know, when she's asked about the remake, she's like, man, fuck that remake. We don't get paid off of the merch, off of the toys. she's like, we don't get paid for a lot of shit, and now they're doing it's not a remake, but they keep saying they're doing a remake, but yeah, she doesn't like the idea of it at all. And she's like, well, I'll just go out and make my own movie, as they do. Shout
So
out to Linnea Quigley also.
she's raised over $56,000 to film that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has. She's got people. She's got people backing her, but the plot. I'm telling you, the plot is crazy for this shit, man. It's insane. They're bringing people back, but as their like original selves, but they're still like trioxin that exists in real life. Like I'm just like I don't know what y'all are doing, but the balls on y'all to even try this. I want to see if this is gonna work. I really want to see how this plays out. I hope that it doesn't feel cheap. I hope it doesn't feel cheap and it does not look cheap.
Let's see, where is it? Doesn't really give me a plot. It just sends me to her back opinion.
Oh yeah, you might have to look up the actual article. I think it was on like Bloody Disgusting or shit. Where did I get it from? I might have got it from either Bloody Disgusting or iHorror or something like that. It was one of those pages, man, and they broke down the whole plot synopsis. I was like, this is insane. This is so crazy that I want to.
This is going to film at the end of the week.
This Trash's Revenge.
Yeah, it's supposed to film at the end of the week or at the end of the month, rather.
Man, and that's not even like a studio film, and they're getting their shit off the ground before this one does. Good for them, because Miguel Nunez is coming back as himself, but he's coming back. Tom Matthews is coming back. They're bringing Don Calfa and James Karen back via CG, and everybody was freaking out because of that. And they were like, "Wait, what are you doing? How are you going to do that? Do you have the budget to even do that?" And I was like, "It's kind of risky, but if it's some new nightmare shit, why would you bring them back with CG? I don't really understand it." But
so here's a plot synopsis. As the saga continues decades after the horrific events of 1985, Thrash, a notorious punk rocker played by Linnea Quigley, finds herself trapped in the past where fame has faded. Once a rebellious icon, Trash now embraces the persona of a grotesque Norma Desmond from Sunset Boulevard, attending conventions to sign autographs while her co-stars rise to greater heights. What the fuck?
And what the Exactly, man. Exactly.
This has the potential to be like really, really, really creative or really, really bad.
Exactly. It's ambitious. I give it that, yo. It is very ambitious, but it's like if this shit doesn't work, this is going to tank. Like it's hard to make Return of the Living Dead 4 and 5 look bad. I don't know. I don't think you saw those just yet.
No, I didn't see those. I ain't gonna watch that bullshit.
Listen, we gotta do a watch along, man. Fuck Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We gotta do a watch along one of these months for Return of the Living Dead 4, and I want you to experience the pain and suffering that I experienced. Yo. You know, like how Pinhead takes people into Leviathan, like the labyrinth. It's got nothing on that shit, yo.
Oh, God.
That's the vacation spot compared to what they did with 4. 5 is even worse. But 4, it's like after part 3 was so underrated. It's like come on, man.
It was Trademark too, man. You know what I mean? That was.
It was. Yep.
Oh man.
Body horror before, not body horror before body horror, but you know how everybody's got piercings and lip rings and nipple rings and glass shards and spikes through their body and shit, and it's regular. Like this was pre all of that kind of shit, and people were kind of looking at Melinda Clark's character like, oh my god, this is insane. But nowadays it's like, oh, that's regular. Like that's considered sexy, and I can kind of see why.
Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. Man, just by looking at the pictures here, it looks fucking awful. Oh my god.
Oh man, yo, I'm telling you, that movie is.
What the fuck?
If you see 3 and you appreciate it, even if you like 1 and 2 and you don't like 3, it's just like, how is this even a part of the series. And they try to tie in. They have little Easter eggs here from the first movie, and they do expand on some shit from the third movie with how they tried to weaponize the zombies. And I'm like, okay, on paper, sure, but I'm telling you, it's awful. The acting is terrible. It's the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, they
some of the worst
got
I've
this
ever
zombie
seen.
right here with 2 Gatling guns for arms, bro.
Yeah, that's I won't say who that is, but that is one of the characters towards the end of the movie that it's like a major plot point in Necropolis, and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? But then when you see it in action, I'm like, this fucking sucks. It's bad. It's bad. It's real bad, yo. It's fucking awful.
So what else you got for movie news other than the Return of the Living Dead Ponzi scheme?
Ooh, I got some movie news. I got some shit. I got what she say. I got the John Blaze shit for you, man. Now I don't know. Listen, as far as movie news, I don't know how much you've been online today. But we did get an update on the Killer Klowns from Outer Space remake.
I saw that.
Listen.
So those guys are actually coming to Watsonville, my hometown, next month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask them point blank, dude. Do you guys have any creative input on this? Because that's going to determine whether or not I'm going to watch.
Please ask them. Now they did say in the article that the is it Chiodo or Kyoto Yadu. Those brothers are in. They said that they're involved some type of way. Like they had it in quotations, but they said that they're involved in some type of producing role. Now that's all that they really said. But the fact that they've got Ryan Gosling behind this, I was like, I don't think we need to panic because Ryan Gosling, he knows comedy.
Yeah.
It's not like the Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now, I wanted the Killer Klowns from Outer Space. If we did a remake, I wanted them to go full blown horror. Dark humor, but horror, straight up horror, because there's scary ideas in that movie, but the movie's comedy. You don't have to do that. You can do a remake and still make it comedy. And Ryan Gosling, like from The Nice Guys, and what's the other one he came out with where he's kind of humorous in his actions, The Fall Guy. So I haven't seen it, but he knows comedy, yo. And he doesn't really, I mean, he knows horror, and he was supposed to be in the Wolfman remake recently, but I was like, I don't think we need to panic. I think we need to trust this process that's about to happen because I've been waiting on this shit since I saw the movie, since I was a kid.
Yeah, that movie is fucking insane, and the fact that that movie is PG-13 for the shit that they do is pretty wild to me. It's like you have a kid being disintegrated with like a cotton candy, and it's like Nightmare Fuel. You have the Shadow T-Rex eating the humans.
Somebody got decapitated. Like they the clown had his hand up the guy's back and was controlling him like a puppet. Yeah, that's pretty dark to be. But that was a time, bro. Like that's like like the witches and Death Becomes Her, Killer Klowns. All that shit never got like an R rating, and it should have. Well, not the witches, not so much. But I was watching Death Becomes Her like last week, and I'm like, this shit should have been rated R. Like this shit's pretty wild.
Is that the one with Bruce Willis and Goldie Hawn?
Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep was in it. Yeah, it should have been this definitely should have been rated R.
That was like one of my favorite movies growing up. Death Becomes Her. Those special effects were like something else at that time. I remember.
Zemeckis, man. Zemeckis, that shot of when Bruce Willis is on the phone and he's like, "Yo, I killed her," but they keep Meryl Streep in the background and her body gets up with the head turned around and she's walking towards him. That shit's brilliant, man. Like the effects at that time were just like, you can watch them now and you can tell it came out in the 90s, but at the time I was like, this is I never seen no shit like this in my life. And Goldie Hawn with the with the shotgun wounds you could see through, that was a new thing.
Oh my God, yeah. Doesn't she light up a cigarette off the wound too?
She does?
Yeah, doesn't Meryl Streep like she shoots her, and then it's like she's on fire, and she just lights a cigarette off of her. Like, yeah, see, I told you.
I wouldn't be surprised because they do, they do a lot of hard like gags in that movie where like I don't know, it's like body horror, comedy body horror. I'm looking up like clips in the background now, but Killer Clowns, and another thing about the Killer Clowns though, like I'm excited for the shit, but keep the clowns practical. Don't CG the clowns.
Yeah.
Only time we need to CG the clowns is when they get their noses shot off and they start spinning around and they explode. That's it. Like keep these designs practical. If we got the big clown at the end, keep that shit practical. Do not CG the big clown at the end of the movie, yo.
I think
it's going to look
what
better.
I'm worried about too, because CGIing the clowns would be much more cost effective than actually building those clowns from scratch. You know what I mean? So that's one thing where I'm kind of, I don't know.
And building and keep the ship practical. You remember when they just kept discovering rooms in that ship, and it was all practical sets. The cotton candy, the popcorn machines, all of that was all practical. They might have rebuilt the same set over and over, but it made you feel like, damn, this ship is huge on the inside of it, and we might get lost in here at some point and not be able to get out. Like and if you do the shadow puppet, that has to be kind of CG, but just make it cooler. Like make it cooler and just do some other shit with that.
I was gonna say, if any game deserved the N64 treatment of South Park, it's that. Can you imagine playing Killer Clown from Outer Space as a first person shooter, bro? Like, dude, that was totally a missed opportunity.
People, if y'all have not played South Park on N64, you missed out on a very important part of gaming experiences all around. Like, I used to try to create mini movie games out of that game. Like, you remember when you had the and it's not like we can get canceled for it, because if that's the case, you got to cancel Matt Parker and Trey Stone for creating the character. Like, remember Big Gay Al?
Yeah.
They had clones. They had clones that were walking around like zombies. In my mind, I'm playing Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, because they're roaming around in the backyards, and you can. It wasn't like an open map, but you can move around like until you got to, a certain point. And I was like, yeah, in my mind, like these are zombies. Like I'm playing like a zombie game, or I'm playing like Fire in the Sky, where we can really fuck these aliens up like we were supposed to. When we get to the mothership at the end of the game, the turkeys is like a creature feature movie. The turkey guns, the Terrence and Phillip grenades, man.
The cow launcher.
The cow launcher
was fire.
Oh my god, man! People, y'all listen. If y'all did not play South Park 64, you missed out. It like arguably one of the best first-person shooters / multiplayer games on N64.
Yeah.
Like you got GoldenEye, everybody loves Perfect Dark and shit like that. But South Park, it's like, and then you had what was it, a chicken or a rooster, where you turn it around and shoot the eggs at people.
It was the rooster.
Yo, this shit is insane, man. The Terrence and Phillip, the fart bomb doll that you throw like grenades. Oh god, that game, the creativity on that game was a beam. You had the snowballs, then you could hit the button and the snowballs switch to P, like snowballs, and they take more damage down. That was brilliant, yo. Brilliant. I'm on YouTube looking up the gameplay like right now. Because they put a lot into it, man. They had everybody come back to do the voices, and like Comedy Central was back in that shit. I don't know how big of a deal that game was, but it definitely should have been.
I don't think it was that big of a deal. I mean, I remember only a handful of kids in my area had that game, and I was one of them. And I remember we played it, and a lot of them didn't really like playing the co-op game a whole lot. So I was like, well, not the co-op, but the Battle Royale game. Mm-hmm. They would rather much play GoldenEye or something like that. But when I did get my friends to play the Battle Royale, like they got into it. It's like, oh, this shit's really fun, dude.
Shit's fire, man. I even had South Park Chef's Love Shack on Dreamcast when they had the spin-off. It was like a game show, and Chef was the game show host, and they had a bunch of questions that you had to team up and you had to answer these questions for prizes, and you had pie eating contests and all that. It was like Mario Party with South Park, much darker humor, of course, but it was fucking great, man. Chef's Love Shack for Dreamcast, that shit was amazing, so good, yo. Damn, I forgot they had the dodgeballs in here too. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Chef's Love Shack is like whenever me and my siblings didn't want to play Mario Party, South Park Chef's Love Shack was where it was at. It was literally a game show, and Isaac Hayes came back to do the voice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember this.
It's like that.
It was one of the initial releases for Dreamcast. I remember. It's one of the first titles.
Mm-hmm. Yo, can you see our comments or not? Our comments and the people that are in here. I can't see none of this shit.
No.
Yeah, I can't see. I mean, assuming that people actually care enough to watch us, I can't see. At least not yet.
Still early. What else you got?
Oof, movie news. Now I got a star next to three things in particular. All the rest of the movie news we can either get to it or not. But I put a star next to the Killer Clown shit. I put a star next to the news we got. I think yesterday. Did you see that Rohan Campbell, everybody's favorite Michael Myers copycat, is going to be Billy in Silent Night, Deadly Night, the remake? You're not with it? It's like, fuck that dude, man.
Everyone, I did see that, and I remember seeing like a lot of like horror creators talk about it on TikTok, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is actually a good move. This is good casting." And I'm just sitting here thinking, "No, it's not.
No,
it's not."
All right,
Not.
man.
Wait, which one's Billy? Billy is the older brother, right?
Billy's the main character. He's the killer, and he's the one that's going to don the Santa Claus suit.
But
naughty.
Who's part two? Like his brother is in part two, right?
Part two is the baby all grown up. Remember, there was a baby in the back seat when Santa Claus killed the mom and the dad and shit. But yeah, Rohan Campbell's going to play the guy who, he gets a job at the toy store and then he sees all the Christmas shit. He's like, naughty. Yeah, listen, I'm with it, man. I'm with it because this is redemption. This is like when Jared Leto, and I know everybody hates Morbius too, but this is like when Jared Leto was like, all right, y'all didn't like the Joker. I get it. I'm not the Joker for y'all. Let me play Morbius. We haven't had a live action Morbius. And for me, it's not like the first Silent Night. Like, I know everybody loves it. It's okay. And it's not, look, not us, but I'm just saying, everybody, the majority of horror fans adore Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's some of their favorite, that's one of their favorite slasher movies of the 80s.
Go-to for Christmas.
For Christmas, hell no, it's way better. I think we talked about this before. The Christmas horror movies, it's way better. Christmas horror movies that just trample over that shit. But it's not like that first movie was all that amazing to begin with. I think the first remake was much better.
With Jamie King and Ian McDowell. Yeah.
Yep. That shit was that was hardcore. And I'm like, all right.
So that was
how do you top that?
Surprisingly good for how fucking cheap that it was made by. You know what I mean? It was really good.
Stephen C. Miller, man. Stephen C. Miller. He did it was a zombie movie I was telling you to watch called Automaton Transfusion. I think that was one of his first films. It was an independent zombie movie, and it is hard. Yo, that dude, that's the zombie movie I told you. He did some shit in that movie that I've never seen done in any horror movie, let alone zombie movie, and it scarred me. And he just recently did that werewolves movie, the one that was with Frank Grillo. Yeah, he did Werewolves with Frank Grillo. He did Silent Night. He did this movie called Marauders with Bruce Willis and I almost called that motherfucker Shane Battier. What's his name? Dave Bautista. Shane Battier. Yeah, Dave Bautista and Bruce Willis was in Marauders. But I like the guy for his his brutal approach. But I'm hoping that with Silent Night coming out again, I'm hoping this isn't a Black Christmas situation where we had the 2006 remake, and they were like, listen, we're Blumhouse. We're going to do it way better, and it's going to be consciously aware. And then they gave us that 2019 version, and it's like, yeah, apologize to the 2006
which
version
had
immediately.
interesting ideas, and yet they just didn't go far enough with them.
Nope. They did. Listen, that was just to make a statement, like a bold statement, and to make like a feminazi slasher movie, and it was fucking terrible. I felt so bad for Imogen. I didn't feel bad for Carrie Elwes. I felt bad for Imogen Poots because she's really good. But Carrie Elwes, you know better. You're the old head on here. You're supposed to look at the script like, look, like I'm not doing this shit, man. Like I was in the crush with Alicia Silverstone.
Hey man, you gotta pay his Wi-Fi bill too, bro.
Actually, that had to have been a Wi-Fi bill. That movie was terrible, man. I think what they made back opening weekend was his Wi-Fi bill, probably.
Yeah,
That's probably what that shit was.
And then maybe his car payment too.
Blumhouse just gave the whole check to Carrie Elwes. Was like, look, man, this is what we made. Here, just take it. Take it. We can't pay the staff. We can't pay the crew. We can't pay the cast. Just take the shit and just go.
Like, dog,
you saw 11, and
you
it's
still
all
be
11
getting
got canceled.
residuals from the Princess Bride still. Like, come on, bro. You know what
man,
I mean?
I've never seen Princess Bride.
You know, I watched it. I watched it the first time last year, and I gotta say, bro,
is it good?
Fucking flawless movie, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Flawless.
All right, because I've been holding out, man.
Watch it with the kids.
I don't know.
Watch it with the kids.
Is it kid friendly?
Yeah. It's a kids movie.
Okay. All right. I was supposed to do this like last year because shout out to I can't remember her full name on Facebook, but Stephanie from the Final Girls. They like do reactions to horror movies. The main girl, Stephanie from Final Girls. I remember I was asking everybody like, what's some new movies I should do, and she said the Princess Bride, is it called? I almost called it the Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries, the one with Anne Hathaway.
That's who we need on the show, man. And let me just say this: I'm not being smart, but the Final Girls kind of forgot about your boy, yo. I wanted to get them on the podcast 2 years ago because they are so thorough, bro. They did reactions to like every Halloween movie, and they're all just like girly girls. They're badasses, but they're girly girls, and they just scream at the top of their lungs in the microphone at every reaction, like, and they do like really good reaction videos, man. But I've been trying to get them on the show for so fucking long, and they just forgot about me. But it's all good. It's all good.
They'll be at the convention soon. I think they're coming out here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think they're coming out to LA probably in October for Screenfest.
I gotta make my way, man. I gotta figure this out and make my way.
All right, what's next on the docket?
What else did I have starred? The last one I had starred. Have you seen? Now I know this was like last week or 2 weeks ago or so. Did you see the trailer for the Naked Gun? The new Naked Gun movie?
Yes, I saw the trailer for the Naked Gun.
What did you think of the trailer for the Naked Gun?
I'm kind of against everyone because I actually think Liam Neeson is going to be fucking hilarious in this movie. I don't think he gets enough credit. Like, if you watch him in the Ricky Gervais show or that other show, Warwick, that he did with Warwick Dunn on HBO, he was hilarious. And the reason he's so funny is because he just plays it straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. This is this is Seth MacFarlane, Liam Neeson. You know this is going to be hilarious. You know there's going to be some really good writing here. And when Seth MacFarlane is invested, just look at Ted. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get something to that level.
I did not, going into the trailer, I didn't know until it popped up watching the trailer that Seth MacFarlane was producing this. And when I saw his name pop up, I was like, oh. Beforehand, I was letting everybody know, I'm like, look, man, y'all know I don't really care for Liam Neeson if it's not Star Wars, if it's not Darkman, if it's not Run All Night. I'm not the biggest fan of Liam Neeson, especially like his string of action movies that he's been doing. But bro, like, I watched that trailer and like I smirked a little bit, but the end of it with that O.J. Simpson shit, I lost it. I bust out laughing. And then after I uploaded my episode, I went and watched like a bunch of people's different reactions, and everybody kind of had the same reaction. I was like, at that moment, like I hadn't laughed that hard during a trailer in a long time, and that shit caught me off guard. And I was like, if y'all are doing this with an O.J. Simpson joke, then the sky is the limit, because they're like, okay, we know he's dead, and then the dude just looked at the camera. He's like, nah, we're not.
No.
Like he gave me that look, like not even touching that shit. I was like, that is brilliant. And I said, if we can keep that type of shit and just keep building on that type of humor, I said, this can be gold, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Paramount might have something on their hands here. And then Paramount's got Scary Movie 6 coming out next year. So that's going to open up like a new door of comedy for them. So I think
once we get there, I'm going to segue into Scary Movie 6. I got some really big concerns, but I'm going to let you finish your thoughts.
No, all I was going to say was that I think, as far as the Naked Gun, I do think that if we can keep this tone going and we don't let up, like, and another thing, when I saw that trailer, I was so like caught off guard. I went back and started watching some of the original Naked Gun, and somebody on Facebook told me it was based off a TV show. I did not know that. I did not know that from the files, the Naked Gun, from the files of the Police Squad. Police Squad was the original series. They canceled it after 6 episodes. And I was like, I never knew this. And you can see that shit paved the way. It was the foundation for all the humor that the Zucker brothers did in those Naked Gun movies. Bro, like, I'm telling you, I sent you the link to that site. It's on there.
Okay.
All 6 episodes. And bro, I'm telling you, the first episode had me going. And I was like, why would they cancel this? And I'm like, oh, because nobody was ready for that type of humor back then. I don't know if this was before Airplane.
This is 1982, bro?
Yep. Leslie Nielsen, it's different cast members, but Leslie Nielsen is Frank Drebin. It's the same type of humor. And I'm like, why? Like, why would y'all even cancel this? But everything happens for a reason, and we would have never had the Naked Gun without it. And I was like, oh, from the files of the Police Squad, it's literally coming from the Police Squad TV show. That show is funny as shit. And I'm like, damn, like, and the fact that they're playing the original cops' sons, I was like, that's a nice little touch, so that we're not doing a reboot. We're actually doing a continuation. We're doing a sequel. Yeah, so I was like, that's decent. But no, what was you about to say?
Okay.
I was scared to segue into Scary Movie.
So when you brought up Scary Movie 6, I had watched the Haunted House movies. I had watched the Haunted House movies that Marlon Wayans did with Rick Alviez. And I got to say, like those 2 Haunted House movies were not as good as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be funny.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? I thought they were going to be funnier, much more. Like, Haunted House had a really good idea, but I felt like it was all backwards. And then they repeated some of the same jokes from Scary Movie, with the ghost smoking with them.
Oh,
and you see the lungs
they did.
I'm like, you know, and then also there's a joke where he gets pegged by the ghost and he uploads it to YouTube, and yet there is no reference to that joke because the sidekick's been hitting on him the whole entire time, and there's no reference to that at all. You know what I mean? And then the second one just seems like really cheap. It looks like a YouTube skit, and it's really unfortunate because it looks way too digital, way too clean, and Jamie Priestley is kind of funny in it, but she's underutilized. After they have their scene together in the bedroom, she's taking a backseat. And then when they introduced,
I always compliment her.
When they introduced the Warrens, which I thought was the funniest part of that movie, the movie's over.
Oh yeah. I love them, yo. I love them.
Missy Pyle was fucking hilarious.
What's her name?
Missy Pyle. She played the Warren. I don't remember Vera Farmiga's character.
And she was in Ma, and she was in Soul Plane. She's in everything. But they were funny as shit in that movie, man. Like that shit's hilarious. Where she's like, "Yo, do you remember what I said to you last night?" And he's like, "Yeah." Or she's like, "Do you remember what you said to me?" He's like, "Yeah, I have whiskey dick, and I'll make it up to you in the morning." Like they just had their little moments of like dysfunctional marriage where I was just like, this is gold, man. But I mean, that's fair enough. I know a lot of people that did not care for Haunted House. I like both of them because it was good to see the way, like, or at least Marlon branch off and do his own thing. This one, I'm wondering, is Marlon directing it or is Keenan going to direct it? Like, is Keenan going to give the keys to Marlon? Like, here.
So according to Damon, it's Sean and Marlon writing, and Keenan will be behind the camera. Damon will have no. He won't do anything with it. Yeah, so
it's unfortunate, but I can understand why, because he's like, look, man, y'all go ahead and he's on his Big Brother shit. Like, yo, y'all go ahead and do
like that was his thing, and he's got Pop's house. You know what I mean? Which is doing well for him right now. So
as long as they don't, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful here, but please, you know what? Writing wise, I would say, you can bring Freeberg and Seltzer on there, because Freeberg and Seltzer had a hand in both the first two Scary movies. But when Freeberg and Seltzer went on to direct like all that disaster movie and epic movie bullshit, like, please don't let them get like too carried away with this shit, man. Like, let's get something that's memorable. Let's get something that's better than the last three Scary movies that we've seen. And I like part 3, but 4 and 5. 4 they just had the anniversary for part 4, and I'm like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in the theater, next to The Fog.
You know,
ever.
That's interesting too, because I was watching the Club Shay Shay with Marlon, and he pitched them the idea or the outline for 3, and they used a lot of his ideas and so he ended up using his ideas in Haunted House. So you know what? Let's see which one's better. And Haunted House actually did better than Scary Movie. So.
They took their idea for part 3, and then Marlon was trying to get distribution. He pitched his idea for Haunted House, and they used that for Scary Movie 5. And 5 was just, I'm not gonna lie, I had like a glimmer of hope, because I'm like, we can't get worse than 4. And it was a new director for part 5, and I was like, oh, this dude did like who was it, Malcolm D. Lee? And listen, I love Malcolm D. Lee. I would love to have him on our show. Like, he did like Roll Bounce and The Best Man and all of that shit. And I was like, he understands comedy and culture, and Scary Movie 5 just wasn't like, I was just so.
Is that the one with Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen, I think, was in the opening. Was he in the opening? Or was that the Cabin in the Woods?
Was the main character. No,
that was part 3. He was the main character. 3 was the one where they were doing signs and the aliens. 4 was War of the Worlds. 4 was War of the Worlds, and Craig Bierko was in that. But I think Charlie Sheen was in part 4 with the Viagra stunt or something like that. Let me see if Charlie Sheen was in Scary Movie 5. Him and Lindsay Lohan. Wait, hold on.
Ashley Tisdale. Oh my God.
She's horrible. And listen, I like her. I do. I like that actress, man. But she's terrible in Scary Movie 5. Like, her comedic timing in that movie is just non-existent. It's bad. It's really bad. Scary Movie 5. It's like, that shit was not. I was so upset, because I'm like, man, how can we get, like, it's not like it was worse than 4, but this ain't shit. It's just bad. Yeah, Ashley Tisdale was Simon Rex, though. Like, I love Simon Rex, man. He's hilarious, but when you don't give him shit to work with around him, even Cat Williams, he's okay, but I'm like, damn, y'all had Cat Williams and fumbled this shit in there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Cruz.
Yep.
Sarah Hyland.
Terry Crews.
Hammond. Bow Wow. Oh my God. Usher.
Yeah, he was in Bow Wow was in the Evil Dead spoof segment where they showed up to the cabin and they kept reading from the book and then closing it, and then reading from the book and closing it. And every time they read from the book, these motherfuckers and Bow Wow was upstairs cutting each other's limbs off and shit. And then they closed it, and he's like, "Damn, my arm's gone," and all this. It's dumb. It's just dumb.
Oh my God.
You didn't see the 5th one all the way through?
Huh?
You didn't see part 5 all the way through?
No, I never saw part 5. I never saw part 5. I didn't even see. I stopped that too. Once the Waynes, once it was announced that the Waynes weren't coming back for 3, I stopped watching, because I was like, dude, that's what made those 2 movies special, was because of the Waynes. It's their humor. It's their style.
I'll say this about part 3. Scary Movie 3, I don't hate it. I don't, but it gets very light with the humor, and it gets very slapstick in David Zucker fashion. This is more of like Naked Gun humor, airplane humor. This is not raunchy, super raunchy, toilet R-rated humor. They dial down on the shit. It's not as like crude, and for some reason that's why it doesn't really work. Charlie Sheen has his moments. Simon Rex, I think, is fucking hilarious in that movie, but then you introduce Kevin Hart and Anthony Anderson. Anna Faris is funny in that shit, but you know, you had Jeremy Piven, and they wasted him. Like, and it's just so like. But four is terrible. It's so bad. The opening spoof is it's a Saw segment where Dr. Phil and Shaq wake up in the bathroom with the chains around their feet, and they're like, it's terrible, yo. Remember the opening sequence in the theater? Like, people were just like looking around, like, yo, this shit's supposed to be funny. And the person I was with in the theater at the time, she turned towards me. She's like, yo, this isn't really funny. I was like, yeah, it's not. Sorry. I'm sorry, yo. Fuck.
Want to go smoke a bowl in the bathroom and come back?
we already in here, man. We done got snacks and shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's bad, yo.
I remember we went to go see a scary movie, the first scary movie. We ended up going to the parking lot like half hour early, hotboxing the Uke Skyhawk, and just like walked in, just smelling like skunk, bro. Got like a big ass fucking flat floor, some sodas, and we were like the loudest ones in the fucking theater because we were just laughing at everything, man.
How y'all hotbox before that? I don't think I've ever went to the theater or high before, bro. Like, I'm too paranoid
Really?
for shit like that. Like, I probably would stay. I would have stayed in the car. I would have stayed in the car. Like, yeah, I'm good, man. Like, okay,
yeah, when we had a big group and we had like a dub, or if someone had an eighth, we just like smoke it up, and then just go and just have a ball. We just didn't care. I remember the only time that it fucked me up is when I went to go see Saw 2, and I blazed up right before I went to go see it, and I kept running into people. I was like, what the fuck? And then I just like I sat down, and I felt like I was like having a panic attack, especially during the needle scene. I was like, oh my gosh. I had to get up and go to the bathroom and just like you know, just like calm myself down.
It's like, enhance your calm, John Spartan. Fuck. I could imagine the only Saw I think I've seen in the theater was Saw 5, and even that I wouldn't have been able. And I was drunk as hell when I went to see that shit. We all brought liquor into the theater, but I had a fucking red plastic cup inside my big ass coat of like Pinnacle vodka or something. We went in there trash. In the opening sequence, when that pendulum is swinging over his stomach, but seeing a Saw movie, like some of my homies want to go see certain shit in like 3D or 4DX, whatever, like on shrooms. I'm like, I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know.
No.
Can't do it. Can't do it, man. I'm just gonna be. They go ahead, like the credits are. Everything's gonna be done. I'm just gonna still be here.
I'll be too afraid that I'm gonna flip the fuck out in the movie theater, bro. Like, oh my God!
Yeah, you fuck around. You turn into John Lithgow in the Twilight Zone. Like, they gonna be pulling you. They gonna be wheeling you out in the straight jacket and shit. Like, you'll be on the news. Local man pulled
watching
out
Avatar
of movie
and shit, and you got that big ass dragon just flying right at you.
Yo, that's the one where I told my sister, I was like, because I seen when we watched Avatar, I watched it like on her TV. She's got this big ass TV in her room, so I watched it on her TV, and we chiefed a little bit watching Avatar 2, and I was like, this is the greatest. Like, I can only imagine the people that went to see this shit in 3D, and if they went to see it like, and they indulged beforehand, like Avatar. I'm not gonna lie, Avatar 3. Yeah, I might have to be a little splifted when I go see that, because I wanted to live where they lived. That water island or whatever it was that they lived on in the sequel, I was like, I want to live there. Like, it's not a real place. It's like I want to stay there, yo. That shit was amazing. That movie looked it looked so good on that fucking. Oh man.
Yeah, they showed footage of Avatar 3 at CinemaCon earlier, I think 2 months ago, and everyone was saying, oh my God, bro, this looks fucking amazing. Like, everyone came out and started tweeting about it. Like, dude, we cannot wait till December to see this shit.
Yeah, I want all the, I want 3, 4, and 5. I want all, and I never thought I would say that, but I actually really liked part 2. Like the first one, I was like, yeah, it's okay, it's overrated, but I was like, Pocahontas, it's just Pocahontas for real. And seeing the second one, I was like, whatever James Cameron's selling, I'm with it. I'm buying it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah, I can't wait for the
That's
season.
another episode topic. It's like movies we've seen when we're fucked up, like life changing movies, or movies that you should see when you're fucked up.
I saw Texas Chainsaw. I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre blazed out of my mind during daytime, right? And
in the daytime, yeah, that's that's cool in the daytime.
Yeah, we did well because it was on a weekend, and me and the homie were on the balcony. We were smoking like 2 bowls, and his parents weren't home. His parents came home and they rented Texas Chainsaw Massacre because he asked them to. And he put on the movie, bro, and the hook scene came on. I don't know what propelled me, bro, but once he like came out of that steel door, started running toward that girl, I got up and started running toward that.
Right. See? Yeah, because it's so alarming because as soon as he opens that door, he's screaming. Like she turns around, and I don't remember if she screams first or he screams first, but it's on after
he
that.
grunts,
and she's
and
not
then
going anywhere.
Yeah, I just remember the door, and then he grunts, and then she screams, and then she starts running out. And like I think I was 14 when I saw that scene, when I was blazed, and then I actually didn't finish watching the movie till I was about 26.
Damn.
Because I was so scared of that particular sequence.
Said, fuck this movie, man. He said, I will not be watching.
I was fucking
this
gone,
shit again.
And like, nope.
Yeah, man. Certain horror movies, it's like I probably can watch fucked up, but not all of them. Not at night. Like I do want to watch some of the VHS movies when I indulge. I don't know. Have you seen? I think you did see the last one. I think
Beyond.
Didn't you review?
Yeah.
Yeah, you reviewed VHS Beyond,
Yeah.
right? You didn't really like it all like that, did you?
I thought it was okay, but I felt like the last story should have been the framing narrative because the documentary
the last story.
So the last story is about this woman who abandons her kids to go search for UFOs. She finds a UFO in the middle of the desert.
Oh yeah.
And then she slowly starts transforming. I feel like that would have been a stronger wraparound segment as opposed to the documentary about the UFO, because I thought that documentary was just like, man, this is bullshit. Like I don't care.
She was on some District 9 shit, right? Because she like cut her hand and her hand start to like do all this weird shit. Yeah, listen. That first segment when they went into that house, that shit reminded me of like House of the Dead or like just like a video game, like a first person video game with those aliens in there and that big ass ostrich alien.
Stork.
Yeah, it was.
That was
and that
such a good one.
That
was a great way to open that fucking movie. I'll tell you that right now. That was a great segment.
Yo, I wasn't ready. I'm not gonna lie. I was not ready for that first segment in VHS Beyond. But when it was done, I was like, I said, this is what we doing. Cool. I'm cool with it.
And then the happy birthday one with the dudes in the airplanes. I was like, oh shit.
It was fucked up when they saw the UFO out the airplane window, but when the alien hand slapped the window and they're just in their mid-air, I was like, oh my god. Now if that plane crashed, I wouldn't have known what I would have done if that plane crashed. You just gotta run.
Yeah, and you don't even know where you are too. That's what's scary because they're in like the middle of an apple orchard too, and it's just like, where the fuck do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go?
Yeah, it was that one was solid though, man. I think VHS for the most part is got the only ones I didn't like was Viral and VHS 85. I did not like those very much.
Yeah, I didn't
Viral was
like 85 either. I don't like the I like the Black Phone one. I think it's the one where the murder happens in a neighborhood and it's connected to the black phone somehow. I forgot why. Oh my god! Hold on. It's the
It's another
last segment of the
unnecessary
video.
sequel that's coming out. Did you see they've got a black phone 2 coming out? I'm like, for what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
don't get it.
saw Blum said that they're gonna try to make that character into their Freddy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I'm just like, maybe, maybe, maybe. Let's not get carried away and start stealing ideas from Wes Craven. But I'm willing to, if we're going this route and you're bringing him back in a supernatural way in the second movie, okay. But I still didn't understand, like, when they announced it, I'm like, why are we doing a part? Like, the Black Phone was solid on its own, and I'm just like, you don't really need a sequel. And there were people online telling me that there were certain plot holes that they want explained further, and I was like, that's fair, that's fair. But I was like, for me, I don't know what else you can really do with this shit. I don't want a prequel, and I don't give a fuck where the grabber came from. I don't want the further adventures of the grabber, but they said they want to try to Freddy Krueger this thing and have him. I was like, sure, we'll see. I guess.
It's funny because when
You
the
can't
movie
get.
came out, I said too that this not been like a Joe Hill story, this could have been your way to, excuse the phrase, but backdoor your way into Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
get around the
We're
legal,
definitely getting canceled for that.
right?
Wes Craven's estate is going to call in like, who the fuck
Oh,
you think you are? You want to backdoor Freddy Krueger? Well, listen, Wes Craven's estate is going to see this episode. That is it. But then
I
that's
mean,
when we tell him,
it is like an interesting idea because Black Phone could realistically be an origin story for a Freddy Krueger type character. If you do it right,
if you do
that's
it
if
right.
you do it right, though.
If
So,
if you do it right.
yeah. So there's that. And the one I'm talking about, it's called Dream Kill. It's about a kid that has a dream about he dreams about people being killed, and he tries to tell the detectives that these people are being murdered here and here, and they think that the kid did it, but they ended up finding out that there's a serial killer among them, and the serial killer happens
Why
to
do
be
I
one of
feel
the
like I
cops.
don't remember this? Yeah, bro, I can't even tell you if I remember it or not. Because 85, I was like, sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
85 is not that good.
That shit lost me, man. That's when they were on the boat and they were getting shot at on the boat. I was like, what is happening? What's going on?
Yeah,
I just,
I remember that.
it wasn't
Yeah.
worse than Viral though. Viral had one good segment, and it was only 3 of them, but they had that one good segment where they were in the boneyard with the the young boys that were on the skateboards with the pipe bombs and all that type of stuff. I was like, this was cool. Like I would have watched the whole movie based on those kids just skateboarding and running into those whatever the hell those people were. They were like bone demons or something. Not like
I've
the
never
bone
seen
demons we
Viral.
saw in fucking never seen Viral?
Never seen Viral. I don't think
It's
I've
the first
seen.
one.
I think the only two that I haven't seen is VHS 2 and VHS Viral.
Ooh, two is good, man. 2 has got like damn near banger segment after banger segment. They've got a zombie segment where you're following the POV from a GoPro on some biker's helmet. They've got an alien abduction slumber party one that kind of fucked me up when the aliens storm the fort. They've got one where it's like supernatural cult at this school. Part 2 is good, man. It's a good follow up. It didn't really mess me up as much as the first one, but 2 is a damn good sequel. Viral is just it's 3 segments and it's just weak. Like Viral's got the racist guy from Final Destination as a magician who literally starts killing people with his axe. And then there's another one where the guy he's able to create a parallel dimension where evil versions of him and his wife can appear out of it. And then the last one is where the kids are in the boneyard with the pipe bombs and the skateboards and shit, and they start rocking out, trying to defend themselves. It's a weak third entry.
Shout out to Gamer Harold, day one. You know, Gamer, I ain't forgot about you.
He said, no. He said, I'm at work, but you guys are so cool. So, yo, appreciate you, bro. I've been watching a lot. Yeah, shout out to Gamer Harold, man. I've been trying to watch a lot more of his, you know, he does those taste testing videos. And I don't remember what it was they tried, but they gave that shit like a 3. And I'm like, these dudes, they try a lot of different things, man, and they do their ratings and all of that. Like, that's decent that they do that. I don't know if I'm that adventurous with snacks and shit, but they do a lot of those. They do a lot of those.
Was like a strawberry, it was like a strawberry Oreo or some shit like that.
It's always some exotic shit. You know, when they try these new snacks and shit or these new drinks, it's always an exotic flavor. It's always like strawberry, Stardust, Zebra Stripe, like raspberry. What the fuck? Like, it's always something, man. Yeah, man. Shout out Gamer Harold, bro. We appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you, sir. I don't know. I can't do too many taste tests though. I don't. My stomach will not be able to handle that. Oh, was one more thing.
Okay, what's
before
up?
I forget. So we got a plot synopsis for I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm pretty sure. Did you see it? Did you see that?
No.
He's like, he just gave up all hope of that movie even being halfway good. He's like,
no, I'm good, man. Like, you're gonna try to bring back Sarah Michelle Gellar? Get the fuck out of here with that.
No, she's not coming back.
She's not coming back.
No, that's a wrap. The director has confirmed that she is very much dead in that movie. She's not coming back. Now, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are for sure back. They're definitely back. They had not set photos, but they had photos from the movie. They dropped 3 photos. The new cast, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who looks fucking amazing in that picture, and they dropped Freddie Prinze Jr. And everybody's kind of comparing him to Dewey in Scream 5. They're saying that, you know, he's got the gray hair and he looks all,
leathery,
gritty, and exactly. And they're like, oh, this is giving me Scream 5 vibes. They're copying, and it's like, well, this naturally is going to get compared to the property is going to get compared to Scream because it came after Scream. It literally was the same writer of Scream. I can see the Dewey comparisons, but 2 different characters entirely with Ray and Dewey. Now, if they try to do this Dewey Gale shit with Ray, and it's not gonna work. I do think that because there's a picture where you can see Jennifer Love Hewitt and you can see somebody in front of her. Looks like Freddie Prinze Jr. and it looks like he's opening up the door and she's standing out there like troubled. I don't think they're going to be together in this sequel.
No,
I think they have been broken up all this time.
Rough, bro. The picture that I saw with him standing in front of his boat, yeah, that's not a married man, bro. That is a depressed man.
Yeah, nah. So I do think that they're going to be separated. But listen, if we're separated and Julie comes knocking at my door, like, listen, the fisherman's back. Bye. I don't care. You're not my responsibility anymore, and neither are these fucking kids that you're going to get killed over. No, there's no way. I'm not tied into this shit anymore. I just so happen to still live in this town. No. So I don't know. Maybe he said that is not the look of a married man.
That is not a happy man. I'm gonna tell you that right now, bro.
Yeah, Ray looks stressed in that picture, yo. He definitely looks stressed out, man. And I hope that they give them enough to do. You know, I know it's not necessarily about them. They're not the main characters in this, but I want them to be in it enough to where we're satisfied. And please don't kill them off. And if you do, just kill them off in good fashion.
Kill all of them off, dude. Just kill all of them off and let the fisherman just be alive. That's it.
My thing is, who's the fisherman?
I think it's Billy Campbell.
Somebody online said that it's Freddie Prinze Jr. And I was like, we're gonna have to have a hell of a motive.
You know what? That'd actually be a really good full circle moment, though. That would actually be a really good full circle moment. Because what if it's like him and Julie's kid that they run over? That would be like, oh shit. Talk about full circle, bro.
People, y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard what he said. When you upload this weekend,
this will be up on Sunday.
Do one of those little, you know how you do those things in your YouTube shorts section on your page? Yeah, this right here, because that is plausible. That makes sense, and that would tie back. That would make Ray Bronson the new Ben Willis for real. That would definitely be a full. Yo, that's a good idea, bro. Yo, I would buy that. Now,
and
they brought him back.
Julie and Ray have to like figure out a way to how they both grieve. You know what I mean? So I think but it's such an interesting idea, and it's so cool that they won't do it. They'll probably do something lame.
I hope not. Look, man, just listen. They need to just go in that direction. Even if you figured it out and cracked the code, I would still love to see that. But don't make it was one of the kids that's in the group, because I think that's what it was with the show. I didn't invest in that shitty ass Prime TV show enough to listen. It was one of them. It was one of them on the show. I don't know if it was the girl. I'm about to just look it up now with no audio.
Damn, man, I'm not gonna sit through 8 hours of that bullshit.
The trailer alone, I was like, do you remember like Fresh Prince where Tisha Campbell put all her fingernails in Will's hand and he's just like,
yeah,
he just throws them on the ground. Like, that's how I felt about that show. I was like, they turned the characters into, they didn't turn them into anything because they're all new characters, but these are snotty rich kids who do cocaine 24/7 and they hate their parents, and they're like, oh, my daddy just bought me a Porsche. Let's party in this big high-rise apartment and run someone over. It's like, fuck, y'all. I hate it. I'll go back and watch 3 seasons of Scream before I even watch. And when I Know What You Did Last Summer shit was over, I just went on YouTube. I was like, I want to know who the killer is. Like, fuck this show. I don't even care.
I still maintain you need to watch the first 2 seasons of Scream, bro. I still maintain that. I know the first 2 episodes are kind of rough, but once you get to episode 3 and 4, it picks up. I still maintain that. I still think you will get a lot out of it.
It's not even that they were rough. It's like, all right, I remember watching the first episode of season 1. I was like, all right, this ain't bad. But all I really care about is Bex Taylor Claus. I only like her character. And then I'm like, all right, I'll watch episode 2. I didn't get all the way through, and then I skimmed through maybe like episode 3 and so on and so forth. I never watched the entire full season. Then they said season 2 came out. I'm like, all right, I got time to catch up. Then they just canceled it, and season 3 has nothing to do with it. I was like, well, why am I even going to watch it? Because I don't want to get invested in these characters.
Season 2 doesn't end on a cliffhanger, which is good. So they kind of wrap up that story. So,
and then in season 3, like, that's my guilty pleasure. Season 3 is not good, but it's hilarious. Like, Biggie's son, much respect, but he can't act. At least not in that movie. He's in love with the goth girl. Have you seen season 3?
No, I haven't seen season 3. I didn't even know Biggie's son was in season 3. That's crazy. What?
Biggie's son is the geek. He's the big geek who has a crush on the goth girl, and he knows how to produce instrumentals. Like, that's his secret thing. And he's hitting on this girl. He's throwing everything at her in the series, and I think he finally does get the cheeks at some point. He fucks her, but his acting is bad. He's just like, come on, guys, I think we should do this, and I don't think we should do that. I'm just like, Jesus, boy, Jesus, you ain't listen. The acting overall is not really. Keke Palmer's in it, and Keke Palmer's like Keke Palmer's Keke Palmer. She's the sassy girl. It gets kind of overwhelming at times, but that's what Keke Palmer does. R.J. Kyler is the main character. Tony Todd, rest in peace, shout out to him. He's in there briefly. Fucking Tyga plays R.J. Kyler's brother. Terrence J's in it, and Mary J. Blige is in it, and I'm like, I'm glad it's a lot of black folks in this. It's the black version of Scream, but I'm like, that doesn't make up for bad acting. Tiger's one of the worst fucking actors I've ever seen, and they give him a lot to do. They give him a
That's
lot
right.
to do.
He was
bro.
also in Dope. He was also the drug dealer in Dope when they were trying to come up. Remember? They needed his
Tiger,
co-sign.
and he was in Barbershop. He was in Barbershop 3. He was
They
a
made
gang member in Barbershop 3.
They made a 3 to Barbershop? Oh my god.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the low key. That might be the best one for me. That's the one that's like they were really saying something. Like it's barbershop culture, but they were really saying something about like all the gun violence that's going on that was going on in Chicago at the time. You know that everybody at the shop they wanted to hold like a ceasefire and bring the gangs together and stop the violence and shit, and it didn't work at some point. And like they really went deep with the message on part 3, man. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, Tyga he's not one of the good parts in Barbershop 3. He's awful. He's trying to recruit Ice Cube and Common's sons into his gang. And he pulls up and he's like, yo, man, what's up with y'all little dudes, man? Y'all want some money? And he's like pulls out a big knot of money, like, gotta keep y'all fresh if y'all want to be like me. And it's just like, yo, you're the corniest fucking gangster I ever seen on the screen, dog. Like, even like Braxton from Jamie Foxx, when he was in Original Gangsters, like he's more gangster than you are. Like I just don't buy Tyga as like
Braxton, is that the dude that always talk like this? Is that the
Braxton he was in Original Gangsters with Fred Williamson and Pam Grier and Jim Brown. Dog, he is laughably bad as the head gangster because he walks up like, I don't know if this was before Jamie Foxx show or after, but he walks up and he's like, what's up with y'all, man? It's just like you cannot. It's like seeing Carlton Banks play a gangster in Ticks. Just can't take it seriously. Can't take it seriously at all.
Yeah, never seen Original Gangsters.
Oh, its cast is great, but it does not hold up well, man. It's one of those 90s.
Ron O'Neal on this bitch. You got Paul Winfield, Shaheem, Winks Hauser.
Shaheem was a kid. He was a young boy in that movie too, man. I think he was riding around on a bike. He was like a little errand boy.
Oh yeah, so I know what you're talking about now. It's Christopher B. Duncan. It's the guy that Mark Curry broke in the driver's ed class.
Yeah, when he slid on the floor. Yep.
What you say?
And he's the head gangster. He's terrible in that movie. It's one of those 90s hood movies that does not hold up well at all. At all. It's bad.
You got Yuck really Mouth, Don Magic Wand, or Preacher Don Magic Wand.
Yeah, it's
Scarface, Drew Down.
Yeah, the cast is fire, man. And like, I guess the message behind it is cool. You know, like the original gangsters are trying to take back their hood from the new wave of gangsters that can't act, and it's just bad, yo. Like it does not hold up well. Like I can appreciate it for what it wants to be, but it's rough to get through, yo. Like it's real. It's a fucking task, acting wise, like performance wise. It's like
I kind of get this. Yeah, I kind of. I don't know why, but I always confuse this because I look at the poster and I confuse it with "I'm going to get you, sucker."
That might have been what they was going for.
Because the same color palette and the poster is kind of similar.
Maybe that's why the acting is like that, because they knew it was a spoof.
Yeah, maybe.
It was like, fuck it, we're not going to take this seriously.
Yeah, I feel like OG Original Gangsters is a remake to "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
Only a couple years later too, because "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker" was like 80 something.
88.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Chris Rock, you got Isaac Hayes, Jim Brown, Shawn Wayans, Clarence Williams, Hawthorne James, David Allen Greer, Robin Harris, John Witherspoon. This actually looks like a better cast.
That
We're gonna have to check this movie out. I've never seen this one either, so this one's gonna have to go on the list as well.
what? Original Gangsters?
No, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
You never seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
No, I never seen that. I've always
It's
seen the poster.
early Wayans, early Wayans shit. So I mean, you got to be a little patient with it. It was a time. It was a time.
Yeah, there's a lot of good actors in here though. So I think, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put this one on the list. Oh, did you also see the picture of Damon and Ramen Townsend floating around Instagram? I don't know if it's real, but they're both dressed up as Blank Man and Meteor Man, and it says
I
coming
did
soon.
see that shit. Yeah, nah, that was AI, and I was like, but I was like, why not? Like, they're still.
That'd be fire.
Listen, if we're going to do legacy sequels, man, like come on now.
Blank Man versus Meteor Man. That's what I want to see.
That shit would be hilarious, yo. It would be like you can't miss with that. And then just pass the torch. Have Damon Wayans Jr. be like the next Blank Man or some bullshit. I don't know.
No, what you do is that you have Shaq roll in as Steel. and challenge them to a free throw contest.
Oh man, and we just do like a Avengers assemble of all the all the OG superheroes.
Oh man, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Meteor Man, Blank Man, and Steel.
All right, let's get into our main event, which is
My man said Steel.
which is